You are listening to the Guilt Free Spending Podcast, episode 76. Well, hello, my friends. Welcome back. Y'all, today's topic is hot. It is the illusion of comfort, a life well lived. Y'all, this episode is going to be confronting. I'm just letting you know. Here's what I know that is so important for you and why I think it's so valuable that I warn you ahead of time. When I say it's going to be confronting, it's not because I'm going to attack you. It's because I'm going to speak directly to your brain, to the amygdala, the fear center of your brain. And here's the thing. To get to her, I have to be confronting. So I call her Amy. If you've listened to any other episode, I've referred to her multiple times as Amy. She is very loud and very domineering. And this is what puts you at odds with life. So enough because your brain is trying to hurt you. That's just the way you're wired. Right? You have basically two brains that are at war on a daily basis, and it's your work as the human to find alignment. So Amy is just doing her job of being loud, and so because she's so loud, I have to be confronting to bypass all that noise so that she can listen. Because if you can hear me deep down there, then you're going to turn on the prefrontal cortex, which is panic. You're going to put her back online. You're going to wake up. That's basically what I'm saying. And then you're going to be able to take action on what I'm saying. So this is the necessary work that I have to do to get through to you. You know, when growing up, I don't know if you've ever been exposed to this language, but your parents telling you that they want to get through your thick skull. Like they feel like they're talking to you and you're not listening. That's because Amy is the one that's taking the wheel. And she's driving the bus. That's why parents be talking to their kids, because children, before they're 25, their prefrontal cortex isn't enough fully formed. So, yeah, Amy is definitely driving the bus. And so in order for me to wake you up, I've got to get through to her. I've got to be louder than her. This is why I start with saying it will be confronting. So brace yourself. Be ready. It's going to be really good. Listen, this is the kind of conversation your soul is begging for. And so let's have it. So before we get into it, you ready? No, not yet. Hold on. I need to tell you about my masterclass that I'm teaching on the 26th of this month. You have to be there live, my friend. Listen, that is the hottest party on the block. And here's why. This year is the year that high-achieving women are finally facing their money in a way that they never have before. And this is why it's going to create the results that they've been craving for. So if you're listening to this and you have been wondering and you've been wanting to finally take yourself seriously enough to do what you say you're going to do with your money and create the results you want, this class is for you. It's literally entitled How to Spend Your Money Guilt-Free. Like, I'm going to teach you how to enjoy spending money with no regrets. That's just one of the things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about so many amazing things. But what's most important about this is not all the things. Is we live in a space, in an age of education and knowledge, right? But this class is where you understand what it means to go from I know what to do and now I'm doing it. That is huge. So I want you there. How to spend your money guilt-free, and how you register for this class is you go to www.greenwealthlegacy.com/confidence, and you come and join us. And also you can get the link in the show notes. Listen, I want to see you there, and come with the girlfriend, because money is well done as a community. The members of my community Money Academy are having a blast. Because this month we're talking about all things emotions. So in that class, in that master class, I'm going to teach you some parts of what we're talking about in the academy about your emotions and how to up level them to get the relationship you want with money, so that you can break your money ceiling and enjoy your money. Spend your money guilt free. All right, I see you there, my friend. So don't miss it. Now, let's get into the illusion of comfort, a life well lived. So, first of all, to introduce this conversation, I want just to tell y'all have been 100% misled in thinking that a life well lived was all about happiness. It's so important for everyone to be so happy that as soon as there's a level of unhappiness, we rush to get to happiness. Oh, no. We need to fix it, right? Like, think about it. Growing up, when you come home from school and you're sad or you're upset about something, your parents never were like, oh yeah, it's okay to be sad about that. No, they're like, oh, let's fix it. Do you want to eat something to feel better? Oh, let me take you to the mall. Let's go spend money so we can feel better. Do you want to watch TV? Like, that is the trend, the culture we grew up in, to always find something to make us feel better. Which is why as soon as we feel a level of discomfort as adults, we rush to fixing it. Whether we're going to buffer with food, with TV, with gossiping, with complaining, with spending, all the things, with drugs, all the things, just so we don't stay in that discomfort of being unhappy, of being sad, of being depressed, of being discouraged. But if you've been listening to me any amount of time, I am always telling you about all of the emotions are at your availability, and you want to enjoy all the emotions. So that's the first thing. So you want to realize you've been misled in thinking you just need to be happy all the time. Another big myth that you've been living in is thinking because you want to be happy all the time, you're in the comfort zone. So you're living in this space that the majority of people, more than the majority, call the comfort zone. So you're being tricked in thinking that the life you live right now is the comfort zone. If it's so comfortable, why would you want to leave that to get to anything else? Like, if you're in the comfort zone, you've arrived. That's it. You made it. You're happy, right? Not. Exactly, my friend. Not. And that is why there's so much incongruence there. Because you're in the comfort zone, but you're so unsatisfied and unfulfilled. Like, what in the world? How does that even make sense? But we're so trained to believe lies that we just go along with it. Until I realize, wait a second. I hate that sentence. You have to, success is at the end of your comfort zone. I hate that sentence. I have always hated that. Because ever since I was little, I love a good challenge. For me, that's my zone of genius. Don't tell me I can't do something. I'm going for it. But like, when I'm having so much fun overcoming challenges, how could I be calling that anything else but comfort? That is like the fun part, right? Now, I'm not a unicorn who loves challenges. As humans, we all do. Oh yes, my friend. Oh yes. We all love challenges. It's because we've just been trained to believe these lies about being happy all the time, and that we're in the comfort zone, that when we face a challenge, for most of us, now we're like, there's an incongruence here. It's not lining up. So then our brain is just only going to choose the familiar path, which is the space with no challenge. But it's not because you don't actually like it. Because I'm going to prove to you that there's a version of you that loves a good challenge. Yes, that's the whole point of this episode. Did I pull you in? And now you're here, you're not going anywhere. Listen to the rest. It's going to be so fun. Okay, so now that you know my plots, I'm going to tell you about this concept that I created. And stay with me here. There are three stages of existence. It's really three types of people. but 3 stages of existence, because you can go from one stage to the next. Or you can be one type of person and you can shift to the next type of person. The first stage is, I call it meh. It's like the meh level of existence. Like, we're just, I guess I'm human, so I have to work. I have a family, so I'll go to work, and then I'll come home, watch TV, go to sleep, and then do what I have to do, and then that's life. Just going through the motions. Just being like, whatever. Life is life. And so whenever I ask you how you doing, I'm alright. I mean, I could be better. And then if I ask you how's work, work is work. Like, I get this all the time. That's stage 1, okay? You're just barely surviving. You're deep in survival. Like, if you make it through the one day, it's like, yes, great. There's not a lot of excitement. It's just like, right? And you think of yourself as an ordinary person who doesn't dream. So, yeah, whatever. Stage 2 is what I call mediocre. Okay? And I'm going to tell you how the Merriam-Webster dictionary defined mediocre. It means something is of only moderate or low quality. It's just okay, ordinary, or barely acceptable. Not good and not terrible. You're like in between that meh stage and the next stage that I'm going to describe later on. But it's a place of frustration because you are at the edge of your meh zone. You're like at the edge that's like, I have dreams. I have things I want. But you're also like in the survival mode, and it's like, so I want that, but I don't know. Right? So you see the mountain. The person who's in the mess stage, they don't even see the mountain. But you in the mediocre stage, you see the mountain. And the reason I'm bringing this up, by the way, side note, in a previous episode, I kind of alluded to this, but I wanted to go in deeper to explain this concept. So you don't think I'm insulting you when I call your life mediocre. In case you identify with this stage of life, I have been here. It's not mediocre, like terrible, awful, disgusting. It's more like I said, not good, not bad, just ordinary, just okay, right? So if this is you, there's a level of cognitive dissonance here because you're in the gap. You're like, yeah, surviving, and also I want more, but surviving feels like easier, but also there's a humdrum noise in the back of your head wanting more. And that's not because you lack ambition. It's because you just haven't turned on the light to all the patterns that are keeping you in that survival stage. And you can't upgrade your stage if you don't see what's keeping you there. So like in the mess stage, right? You're in there, again, not because you lack ambition. I promise. You tell yourself you don't, that you're not ambitious. But it's because your brain has been rehearsing that pattern for so long. It loves efficiency. You are governed by your nervous system that is trained by your brain when you are in the mess stage. And so you're not even like close to seeing how everything you're doing is literally based on your way you're thinking. Like when I tell you that, it sounds so extraordinary. It takes you a while to digest that. But again, it's just a repetition your brain has been going through that is keeping you in that stage. So nothing has gone wrong. These are the stages of life. So if we come back up to mediocre level, most people are living here. And they are in that space of, here is what I don't want, but here's what I keep tolerating. So there's a huge dissonance here. All right. The next stage of life is excellence. And I love the word excellence because this is not perfection. No. This is conscious participation. This is living deliberately. This is choosing discomfort in service of expansion. You want to expand. You're conscious of what it takes to expand. You go towards the expansion. You embrace the discomfort. This is not false pleasure. This is not hustling. This is flourishing. This is excellence as a habit, not as a mood, which means you are in control of the excellence of your life. You're present in your life. You're living your life on purpose. Now, these three stages of life, the mess stage and the mediocre stage, these two type of people are both unconscious. And the excellent stage has awakened and they constantly stay awake. Because your brain is going to keep in a repetitive mode, and that's when you go dormant, you go unconscious. But in order for you to break out of that mode, you have to wake up. Which is why I said confrontation is important to your brain to wake you up. Okay. Now, here's the reason why these stages are important. When you are in the mess stage, you think life is happening to you. Your finances, your relationships, every result you create in your life, your weight, your lifestyle, you think it just happens the way it does and you have no control over it. So you're just basically trying to get through the day, get through the maze of life. When you are in the mediocre stage, you want so badly to have control over your finances, but you're still enslaved by the idea that you don't really have control over it. Like the economy dictates how much money you make. Inflation dictates how much groceries you can buy. Your boss dictates how much money you can earn. You're still thinking that way, but you desire something more. Now, when you're in the excellent stage, you realize that deliberately you can decide your destiny. You can decide what you want for your life. And that's when you start taking action towards that. The reason I'm telling you about these three stages of life is because if you're in one of them and you're not conscious that you are in one of them, it prevents you from using your power that you have. Because the same brain that is keeping you locked into this routine of the same thing over and over is the same brain that can unlock you. You have two parts of your brain that are at war all day, every day. And I said this earlier. It's your work to guide them into being in alignment and to deciding what you're going to do and be present in your life. It requires tools of life that if you don't use, you just keep being swallowed up by your own brain. Which is why I introduced Amy and Penny early on in this podcast. Because those are two factions in your brain. And I call them that to simplify it for you. There's so much more than just your amygdala and your prefrontal cortex. There are multiple systems in your body, in your mind, right? In your system. And you have system 1, system 2, and they're running through your nervous system throughout your body. So it's not like one specific location. The amygdala has a specific location in the back of your brain and the prefrontal cortex in the front of your brain. But so that it's simplified, I call it Amy and Penny, okay? Now, this affects your finances at a deeper level than you can possibly think. Because here's the truth. In order for you to build financial confidence, I hear so many people who want to up-level their relationship with money, who want to have a better lifestyle, who want more money in their lives, who want less money, work less. All this work is identity work, it's self-concept work. And self-concept is basically your personality. I'm literally telling you that you need to change your personality to achieve the results you want to have with money. If you want to build a lifestyle that feels so fun, so exciting, that every day you wake up ready to tackle the day. Every day you wake up ready to embrace whatever is coming at you. And knowing that whatever life brings, you're ready for it, right? You have to change your personality from wherever you are right now to the person who lives that way every day. So because that is the case, I must share what it takes to create that with you. Otherwise, if you listen to episode 74, you're going to be stuck in this lie that your brain is telling you, thinking you're productive, but you're just spinning in the same cycle. We don't want that. So the next thing I want to take you on this fun adventure is to tell you about the two types of discomfort. So you have positive discomfort and negative discomfort. Again, because of the lie of the comfort zone, you think there is a space and time in life where you're comfortable. Lies. As a human being, you're either positively uncomfortable. I so badly want that to be a word. You are positively discomfortable or you're negatively discomfortable. You get to choose which discomfort you will embrace. Comfort is a way of thinking, which is why when you're living in the meh life and things feel like you're just surviving, you're not actually comfortable. You can be comfortable if you decide you are, but the truth is you really are not. And that is the negative discomfort. The space where money feels hard. Oh gosh, more groceries to spend money on? My goodness. Now I lost my job. What am I going to do? Oh my goodness. I'm never going to be able to go on that vacation. Oh my goodness. When is this ever going to stop? When am I ever going to be able to pay off this debt? That is the negative discomfort. You're living in this space where you're at the mercy of your circumstances around you. You're looking to your circumstances to determine how you feel. You wake up in the morning, and depending on how you feel already, you're either motivated or you're not. You're living in a space of being controlled by people around you. What people think about you matters to you deeply more than what you think about yourself. You never even spend time deciding what you think about yourself. So annoying, isn't it? And the same goes for the mediocre stage. Because in that stage, you see the mountain that you want to climb. You see the hill. You see what is possible. You have an imagination that is now awakened to what is possible. But for whatever reason, you're still on this side and not really making progress much. You're noticing how people like you are making progress, so that's possible for you too. But for some reason or another, you're still here. And people keep telling you to push yourself and to break through the comfort zone. But how is this even comfortable? It isn't. So that is the negative discomfort. The space where breaking the habit of being you feels more daunting than staying the same. That's discomfort. Because there's so much more that you want to achieve, yet there's so much fear in getting past that desire, getting past overcoming all the obstacles. What people are going to say about you. Will you succeed? Will you actually succeed? Failure. What if you fail? All of those thoughts. Like the clients I work with, right? We start working together, and there's a level of still being in that mediocre stage of life where you think that you're going to achieve the results you want without having to change your personality. You don't realize the work that is required from you. And you keep spinning, frustrated, and missing out on all the tools that are available for you to overcome your own self to get to the next level. That is still the negative discomfort. But as you're striving to achieve this excellent stage of life, Give yourself credit for it. Like, I teach my clients to celebrate everything. So even when you think that you're being productive and you feel stuck, give yourself credit for wanting to be productive. Like, your brain thrives on positivity and strong mindsets. The negativity that is in process is destroying your self-esteem, which keeps you stuck. So that negative discomfort is a choice. You can stay there, or you could choose the positive discomfort, which is, I'm going to take action with the fear. It's not about being fearless. There's no such thing as fearless. You take action with the fear. You take action while you're shaking. So when it comes to your finances, there are habits. Gratitude is one of those habits that you want to embody. Like being so grateful that that becomes your default. But we're in a society full of complainers, of not enoughness, of seeing things that aren't working, of setting financial goals from a lack. I want $10,000 in my savings account because I've never done it before. Instead of, I want $10,000 in my savings account because I know I'm capable of that. And now I want to tap into that and see how I'm capable of it. And test all the ways that I can make it happen. And so that when I fail, because I already know that I'm capable of it, I'll just keep going. That's the positive discomfort. It will be hard. You're going to have to overcome yourself, because at every goalpost, your brain is going to come up with a reason why you should shrink back. Like, come on, let's go to the comfort zone. Lies. There's no comfort there. It's the negative discomfort. Remember? Your brain is going to use all the weapons. It's desperate because it doesn't want to change. It wants to keep being efficiently lazy. And you have to be the one to overcome that. So when you live in that positive discomfort, the reason why you want that is because that's where it takes you to the comfort zone. Because in the positive discomfort, you're so powerful that you have the presence of mind to decide that you are in the comfort zone, where you're like seeing how capable you are. You are in the comfort zone because you are in a state of gratitude for the hard work you're putting through, for all of the overcoming and the efforting that you're doing, and it's producing results. And sometimes results is not more money in the bank. It's just knowing that the habits that kept you stuck in the past are no longer your habits. Now you're doing your money date every week, and while you're doing your money date, you're being grateful. When you work with us, if you are in Money Academy, or if you are in our one-on-one programs at Fire Design, or if you're working with me on any capacities, you have access to the guided money date booklets. You either have access to that, or you have access to the financial journal. In either one of those workbooks, when you're doing your money date, there are questions that you must answer that drive you to gratitude. If you're doing your money date just reconciling your expenses and not spending time in gratitude, you're missing a huge piece of this new habit that will lead you to the comfort zone. So let me repeat that. For those of you who are working with me, if you are doing your money date using the guided money date, the guide, oh my gosh, I can never say that thing right. The money date guide, if you're either using the money date guide or the financial journal, which has the money date guide inside of it, and you're just reconciling your expenses, that is not a complete money date. You must go through the 12 questions that I attached so that you land into gratitude and list why you're grateful. Because this is a complete money date. Money date is to establish financial intimacy. If after your money date you feel heavy because money is hard, you're missing a huge piece. So wake up and follow the process and enjoy money. Because even when the numbers are not where you want them to be, there is still so much space for you to feel so much gratitude and abundance. So much so that you feel that before it happens. Because here is where you're misleading yourself. You want to feel abundance and gratitude when you see the bank account with big numbers, with all the zeros. That is not how this works, my friend. You bring in the emotion first. The emotion is what leads you to take action that actually bring the dollar signs in your bank account. The emotion comes first. So follow the process of the Money Day Guide using those workbooks so that you can land in gratitude. And for those of you who are not in Money Academy, it's a very simple process. It's not complicated at all. I asked you questions on that questionnaire to guide you to feel grateful. Like, what is one small win I have with my money this week? Spend time with that question. That is a powerful question. Because here is where the positive discomfort is. Your brain is going to want to convince you that if the money isn't showing up the way you want it, then there's nothing to celebrate, right? And so you're going to hold that disappointment that your brain is offering you, because the thought that your brain offers you is going to give you the emotion of disappointment. So that's going to feel uncomfortable. And then you're going to direct your brain to answering the question anyways. What is one small win we can celebrate? And you're going to have an answer. And you want to let that answer generate a strong, powerful emotion inside of you. And that is uncomfortable, this process I just described, because it's uncomfortable mentally, because your brain is not going to want to do it. And then because you're going to do it, you're eventually going to land in a place of so much gratitude, abundance, that eventually that's why you end up in the comfort zone. Because you could look at your circumstances and they're not lining up yet, but you feel so good. Don't you want that? So I'm trying to sell you on the idea of choosing positive discomfort. Doing things against what your brain is offering you is what is causing that discomfort, but it doesn't mean it's not fun. It means you're growing. And you do them over and over and over and over and over, and then you become the person who is seeing the sun shining in a dark, gloomy day. You decide that. That's your choice. So you have two options. You could recognize that you are either in the meh stage of life, the mediocre stage of life, the excellent stage of life. Now, the excellent stage of life, you don't get there accidentally. You actually walk yourself there, right? But while you're there, you maintain it. You stay awake. So whether you are in any one of those stages of life, you always have options to choose the negative discomfort or the positive discomfort. The choice is always yours, which is why I'm so excited, because I've been thinking about this for such a long time. And this month of March in Money Academy, we launched a new daily journal that I love to pieces. This journal, this is called the Daily Mindset Map, because every single day you get to decide who you show up as. You show up as the version of you who has achieved your dream, or you show up as the past version of you from yesterday who was complaining about how dull life felt like. And so with the Daily Mindset Map, you get to map out this version of you. You get to decide how you're going to show up today. What is the thought you want to focus on? A powerful, energizing thought, right? And then you want to decide, what am I going to celebrate tonight when I get home? Imagine celebrating ahead of time. Remember, the emotion comes first. So I'm so excited for the members of Money Academy who have access to this journal, because it has been buzzing and everyone is having so much fun with it. Every morning now, it is a very short session. It's not like you have to spend an hour journaling, which I do, but you don't have to. In a short session, you decide how you show up in the morning and throughout the day. Which discomfort will you choose today? Will you go back to complaining and fussing and whining about how life is showing up for you? Or will you show up to life? Will you happen to life, my friend? Because that would determine what happens with your finances. That would determine how powerful you show up in your life. I want that for you. So, this episode, come back to it if you need to, which you probably will. Get this into your brain. Awaken yourself to the life that you're screaming about. And then go for it. The whole point of this conversation is that you move away from entitlement, feeling like it shouldn't be this hard, to, oh no, this is how it's supposed to be, and also I am very capable of handling this. That's your choice, 100%. So my friend, you have this one life. You will never have this life again. No matter what happens to you after you die. You'll never live this way, this life, ever again. This is your one shot. How will you live this wild life that you have? How will you? Will you be sitting on a couch, living a meh life? Or settling for the mediocre life? Or going for the excellent life and seeing what you're capable of? What will you do? How will you leverage your finances, your relationship with money, to live an excellent life? The choice is yours. All right, my friend, that's all I have for you today. Don't forget to go to the link in the show notes so that you can register for the class that I have coming up in 1 week. I am so looking forward to it. It's going to be so fun because I have decided, as you are up-leveling your relationship with money, we are also making money super fun. I am determined to make it fun for you. So come to the class. Go to greenwealthlegacy.com/confidence to sign up. See you in the next episode.